Hi guys, I'm going to be going over how to do the Tunisian knit stitch color changes. So I've just done this swatch from a previous video already that I'll be using as the base, and we're going to be using this little design. You can obviously use stitch fill or something fancier if you'd like, but I just did that for us today. And you can see that the first 4 are going to be this gray color, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that stitch there, pick up the color 4 times, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one is going to be, I'm going to be using this blue, so I'm going to go into the stitch and I'll just pick up the blue this time, and then the next 4 will be gray. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then the pass back is the one that you have to pay a little bit more attention to, but you'll do that first turn chain is what I call it in my head, and then you're going to look at whatever the second color, because you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 stitches, and it's whatever that second color is the one that you want to yarn over with. So you can see the second one here is gray, so I'm going to yarn over with the gray, pull through 2. Second one is still gray, yarn over, pull through 2. Second one's still gray, yarn over, pull through 2. But now the second one is the blue, so I'm going to switch. This time I'm going to yarn over with the blue. Oh, the tail's getting caught there. And now the second stitch is the gray, so I'll yarn over with the gray, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Great. Okay, and the trick here is to not pull really tightly when you're doing the color changes, because that does affect the tension there. Next we'll do 3. So same thing, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and I always just ignore this first one on the hook. To me it's the turn chain and it doesn't matter. So then we're gonna go through with the blue, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, and then the next 3 are going to be gray again, so we'll ditch the blue, yarn over with the gray again, 1, 2, 3, and then you'll do your turn chain. Second one is gray, so we'll pull through. Second one is gray, we'll pull through. Second one is blue, so now I'm going to, oops, get rid of the tail there, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then same thing. Second one is now gray, so we'll switch and pull through. Okay, oh, almost lost that. So you can see that's a pretty easy way to color change. The trick is going to be when we get to longer periods of this blue, we are carrying the gray behind us like this, and so I'll show you how to lock it in place so that it's not a super long strand behind there. So the next one will be 2. So we can do 1, 2. Now it's time for the blue. Blue, and we're doing that for 5 squares, 2, 3, and it's after 3 or 4 that I like to lock this yarn. So you can see that next I would just kind of go in and I would pick up blue, but first all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gray, I'm going to put it over the blue, and then grab the blue yarn, and then you can see behind that kind of locks it in place there, and then do the 5th gray so that it's not quite as long of a carry. And for 5, I guess you could let it go for 5, but it doesn't, it's a kind of a personal preference. So the second one, gray, pull through. Second one is blue, we'll pull through, pull through. And again, you do want to leave this like obnoxiously loose. Oh, so I should have done the same thing, so I'll just show you now. It does get pretty tangled. After that 3 on the way back, you would also want to lock it, so you just put the yarn you're carrying over the one that you're going to yarn over. And then, because you can see how long this is, so that's why I like to do it with 3. And then also when you take it to then carry it, if you pull that too tight, that also can affect the tension, but we're just practicing here. Okay, so you can see how much longer I didn't lock it, that it looks there. Okay, so next will just be 1, or no, it'll be more than that. So we'll do the 1, and then we're moving to a blue. So I'm going to yarn over the blue, and we'll do that 3 times. And then on the 4th, I'll lock the yarn. 1, 2, 3, and there's only 1 left. I'm going to lock it anyway for that last blue there, for the total of 7. And then it's just the 1 gray, and then carrying it over helps it just kind of be ready for you as well. So then again, you're going to do your 1 chain, and you can see now that our second color is actually the blue. So get a yarn over with the blue, and now we get to do some blue for a bit. Let me just get some more of that. 2, 3, so now I'm going to lock my gray. 1, 2, 3, I guess that was technically 4 before I locked it, but again, who cares? And now there's the grays. Oh, you can see that as I pulled that, this one's pulling now. So I'm gonna go and just kind of pull that back for us. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a big deal, but it does really affect the tension of it. Okay. And so the next is this one, so we'll do the 1 gray. Oops. And then 3 blues. 1, 2, 3. And then the best part is we don't even have to lock it now, because the next one's a gray. So we get to just do a gray. And then we get to do 3 blues again. Oh, should have unwound some of this blue a little bit more. 1, 2, and then gray. Oops, for our last one there. And then we'll do our 1 turn chain. And once again, blue is our second color. So I'll yarn over with the blue, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, gray's turn, pull through gray, again leaving looser than you would ever leave anything else. And then the second one's blue, so we'll do the 1, 2, 3, and trust me, I'm a girl with a tight tension. I understand how painful it is to leave things looking like that, but I promise it's so worth it. And then our second one is gray, so I'm going to grab the gray and pull through. Okay. Let me get a little blue before we start that row again. Okay, so next is just going to be the 1 blue at the top there. So I'm going to do the gray. Oh, blue's getting in there. Gray, gray. Then let's find it, the blue. And now we get to do gray again for 3. 1, 2, 3, 1 blue. And then the gray again. 1, 2, and then we'll do our 1 chain turn. Now the gray is the second one, so I'm pulling through 2. Now the blue is the second one. Oh, that's the tail. No wonder that felt weird. Oh, the tail again. Okay, the blue. So we'll pull through 2. And then it's gray again. Pull through 2, 2, 2. Now it's blue on the second one. So we'll pull through the blue. And then it's gray, so we're gonna pull through the gray, gray, gray. And then I'm just gonna do one row of entirely gray to kind of even out that top part before we take a look at what we've accomplished. We need to pull a little bit more gray too. Oh, losing my tension. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Okay, and that's it. This is how I changed colors. I think once you get used to it, is quite easy. This is always just going to look funky, so if you want to add an extra gray row at the end to make that a little cleaner, if you wanted to redo it, you absolutely could. And I think it's a fun way to do color changes with crochet that you normally wouldn't be able to do with like single crochet or things like that. But you would be able to do with knitting, but if you just hate knitting, I've been growing to love it, but it's definitely not easy. This is a fun way to kind of do that with crochet instead, and every time I wear sweaters with this kind of stitch, every time I have literally one sweater that I've made, but people are always asking if I've knit it, and it's such a fun little thing to say that I crocheted. So after that, you can just tie in your ends, and you can see this is one we locked after like 5, but if you consistently lock after 3, you only have little carries that makes it less likely to be caught. So yeah, and you can see that us being really loose with our tension here didn't really change the gauge much, but on the sweater that I made, you can definitely tell, so I promise you want to be as loose as possible, okay? So that's it. Hope that makes sense.